morning, everybody. Judea Hartley here. Happy Friday, and welcome back into the one and the only AM show. All right, y'all, at the top of the show, we tease that we have an incredible guest. And guess what, brothers and sisters? She is here live and in the flesh. Her name is Yisreal, and she has her own mentorship program where she really just coaches people through the corporate America world, providing internships, opportunities, and all of the things. So, without further ado, would you show your love for my new friend, Miss Yisreal?
I'm excited to be here.
Oh yeah, hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey.
Oh yes, thank you so. Good morning, and thank you so much for coming on the AM show. I know that you do so many valuable things with your time, but I appreciate you carving out time to sit here and chat with us. So, Takia, I want you to really take us through. Oh God, I love your nails.
Thank you.
Oh my. I had a moment. I'm all in interview mode, and then I said, wait a minute.
So I wanted to do some Halloween nails, but I didn't want them to be too spooky. So I went like a pink chrome goth girl sort of.
Oh, I love your nails.
I appreciate that.
I love it. Okay, you look great. You look great.
Thank
the nails,
you.
the fit, the spirit, all of the things. You look great. So, Takia, really take us to the beginning of your journey, right? The foundation, the genesis of that, because I've had the pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure and the opportunity to get to know you virtually, online, but just really looking at what you've been doing, the opportunities that you've been providing, especially for Black and brown professionals. I was so inspired. It just served as a major source of insight.
Yeah.
So I want to know all of the details. So take us back to when you realized you wanted to curate a mentorship program.
Yeah, I would definitely say it was probably my senior year of college. I realized that a whole bunch of people were getting all of these jobs, all of these opportunities, and I didn't know how they were doing it. I didn't know who they were connected to, but I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. And so I went through the process of a lot of networking, a lot of trying to understand, I'm definitely not the smartest person in the room, and how can I take those opportunities to grow myself? And then I wanted to take other people with me. I never want to be the magical Negro, if that makes sense. I don't need to be the only person in the room who is of kinfolk. I don't need to be the only person in the room who's making money. And so I decided that it was hard for me. I didn't know what was out there. I didn't know the opportunities that were out there. And I wanted to give that to other people in a way that was easy, not, going through 3 years of this, and this. Just like, here's everything I wish that I had known at the start of my journey.
Okay, wait. So talk about the start of your journey. Tell me what college you went to. What did you major in, and how has that experience shaped you into the corporate professional that you are today?
Yeah, so I went to Stony Brook University.
Seawolves.
And Stony Brook for me, so I grew up as a Hebrew Israelite, very strict, very religious family. And so I think college was just my first opportunity to be very independent and have my own idea of what do I want to do and how will I be successful. I majored in biochemistry and sociology. Halfway through, I was like, I don't think I want to be a doctor, but I was not leaving without that degree.
Yeah.
I had already done all the organic chemistry, all the physical chemistry. Like the degree was coming to me whether I was going to be a doctor or not. But on campus, I just feel like I got so much community. And I feel like people would look at me and they'd say, well, I feel like you're a leader. I feel like you're someone who is vocal, you tell it like it is, and you get the work done. And I've never considered myself a leader. But I feel like the people pushing me and seeing what was inside really helped me shape myself as a woman, as the person that I wanted to be, and as someone who wanted to reach across, reach down, and pull people up. Because that's what people were doing for me. If I hadn't had, my residence hall directors, my resident assistants, my communications director, shout out to Angela Agnello, who just kind of said, I really like this girl and I think that she would be a great resource to us. I don't think that I would be where I am. I also joined our Black Student Union, which was like the nexus of everything for me, just understanding the history of Black people in America and a lot of the things that we have to go through and how the system, quite frankly, isn't set up for us. But how if we work together, if we're there for each other, if we use our resources, we can get where we need to get. So
it's definitely not set up for us. Absolutely.
It's not.
Definitely, we're going to leave that right there. Go ahead. It's definitely not.
And that's why I do the mentorship that I do. I would also say my sorority is a big part of that as well. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And just the community work and the understanding of what it means to be the voice of the unheard and be the change that you want to see has been like an integral part of me just becoming who I am.
Oh, I love all of that. I love all of that. And I just want to shine a light on that a little bit, because so many college students, including myself as well, I got my bachelor's poli-sci, first master's was in public relations. Public, you know that. PR, you know about that PR, honey. PR, second master's was in journalism. Both masters was from Hofstra University. And Takia, we're going to clear this up for our viewers just so they can just really know how, I mean, the great work that you do. Takia, it was all of these degrees, but there weren't any connections. That's what we're talking about. It was all of these degrees, there were no opportunities. It was all of these degrees, there were no real longevity kind of relationships, professional relationships that were going to benefit me in the long run, benefit me in 2 years. I wasn't connected to anybody who had a job lined up for me when I graduated, who had internship. You know, my uncle's cousin is a doctor and he's looking for a PR specialist for his firm. No, there was so much education, not enough of a platform, not enough visibility. So I love that your role, you serve as the liaison between the prepared personnel. That's what it is in my mind. I love what you do. I love what you do. The prepared personnel, the college student, the CEO, the entrepreneur, whatever, and the opportunity. And you sort of like serve as that bridge, guiding them, leading them into the opportunities that they should have, into the opportunities that are available to them, and the ops that they can take advantage of. So if someone were to ask you, like, what do you do on a daily basis? I just want to go into your Monday morning, your Thursday afternoon. What does that look like?
Child, busy. I would say just in my regular daily life, I am doing ad sales for Google, which I very much enjoy. I get to work with a lot of really cool advertisers and help them break into the digital ad space, understand search, understand the new world of TV where traditional isn't really where it's at anymore, and how to reach the proper people that are going to be like aligned to their business. And that takes up a lot of time, but it's honestly really fulfilling because I'm passionate about people and problem solving. Outside of that, I'm the head of communications for State Representative Hubert Delaney, who's in Stamford. He is a great friend of mine, and we are on our third election cycle. So we've won the past two.
Wow.
Good for us. But of course, this election season is getting real crazy. And so really just understanding the importance of working with like your local governments to have the people who are actually going to make the decisions that benefit you, like putting them there. And then outside of that, child, literally anything and everything. I'm doing a lot of community work. I'm trying to do all of the mentorship. I would say one of the most fulfilling things that I've been able to do in my mentorship was a girl reached out to me and she had gotten pregnant in college. And so she needed to leave for a semester, but she didn't want that to be affecting her prospects. And to your point of, we're always talking about get the degree, get out. A lot of what we're missing in college is those connections. Is these mentorship, internship, fellowships that are going to put us in places to have people say, well, oh, you have this experience, let's put you here. You know this person, let's put you here. And through just chatting with her, helping her get her resume together, her LinkedIn together, get her pitch together for recruiters, she reached out to me a year later and she goes, I have a job at a Fortune 100 company. I'm making 6 figures and me and my child are great. And I was just like, this is the best thing that I've heard. And so just a lot of work like that. I just feel like I wouldn't be where I am if people hadn't poured into me. So I might be doing a lot, but I feel like that's what makes the world go round. Like people important to each other.
It's so true. And I want you to dish about your mentorship program. What does that consist of? Tell our folks when you started that mentorship program. What are the stipulations in getting into it? How do you pitch to new clientele? Tell us all about that.
So I will say the mentorship program is absolutely free because you don't know what you don't know. And I don't want the people who I think need it the most to have to give me anything to get where they need to get. So really what that entails is, one, understanding the opportunities that there are. A lot of times we'll see people in our neighborhoods, they're doing the same things or they have the same aspirations and goals, and they don't understand it's a whole bunch of jobs that you can get that will pay you well, that will allow you to have work-life balance, and that will actually pour into you. So that's number one, just talking to them and letting them understand, here's what you think is out there, but here's where we might want to go. So that's alignment. And then I would say going through their resume. I think a lot of people set up their resume nowadays and they talk about the things that they do on a daily basis as opposed to the impact that they have in their roles and in their positions. How did you transform this in the company? What big thing did you do that has us increase X, Y, and Z here? Talk about the things that if you weren't there, it wouldn't have gotten done. And you might think what I'm doing is really small, but that might be something that led to, let's say, 50K incremental growth. That's how you need to talk about it on your resume. And that's how I think people need to think about how they're moving in their careers. And I think a lot of people are selling themselves short. So that aspect too. And then I think personal branding and LinkedIn is a huge thing. I think a lot of people forget about it, or they think it's scary, or they're like, that's where all the professionals are. I don't need them looking at me, which is understandable. But I think you need your name to come up in rooms before people even know who you are. People need to be able to look you up and see what you're doing, how you're benefiting your community, what you're interested in, and get a feel for you. So basically all of that, and then reaching out to recruiters, because you might now know how to talk about it, but are you confident in, if I have an interview, what do I say? How do I communicate to this person in the field where maybe I'm not the most ready, that I have the transferable skills, that I'm ready to do the work, that I'm dedicated, that I am a problem solver, etc. So really trying to prep them and just get them the confidence and understanding of, you don't need to have imposter syndrome for this. Maybe this is something you never thought about, you never dreamed about, but you can do it, and I know you can do it. So let's see how it's gonna go. You know?
Wow. Okay, I just learned. No, that's so true. I just learned so much, because it really is true. People don't know that folks like companies, organizations, these large firms, they get thousands, millions of resumes a year. And it's just like, okay, well, what is going to be the outstanding element when it comes to your profile? What's going to make the CEO stop and go, wait, who's this girl? Wait, who's this guy? Call them. We need them, because you do need a flair, like, to stand out. And that's why you got to really steward your stepping stones. You got to steward those things. So when you do go on to a higher level, you know that you have something to jump from. You do, because you've built your resume a little bit during those stepping stones. That's so true. Now talk about a little bit about how you have a passion, how you cater specifically to the Black and Brown community when it comes to networking and really just securing job positions.
Yeah. So I would say, I don't know if this is a real thing, but I'm a LinkedIn influencer just a little bit.
Oh,
you know,
I
got a little check.
I like it.
And so I've really just been able to let other people know it takes a village. And so people have been actively sending me opportunities for jobs, for mentorship programs, for fellowship programs, for courses and things for free that I am actively sending out to my network. I also am the type of person that will be out dancing, you know, the music is good, and I'll be like, hey girl, what you doing in your career? So it may not be the best moment, but I'm just always trying to uplift people. And I will say at this point, people know what I'm doing. So they reach out to me. And again, everything is free. So when I post anything on social media, let's say it gets big, it goes viral, I'm like, just so y'all know, I have a mentorship program. It's absolutely free. You never even have to talk to me. All the resources are here if you don't want to ask me any questions, for you to follow and get it done. But if not, we can chat. I want you to feel good. I want you to feel like there are opportunities that you can use to grow. And I think the biggest thing that I really would tell people is, to your point, thousands of people are applying for jobs every day. The job market is bad. And your resume is really not just going to cut it. So I always tell people, don't cold apply. Like, you could be on LinkedIn, you could be on Indeed, you could be on all these different platforms just sending in your resume. I think the best trick is to find a recruiter in the company, find a hiring manager in the company, connect with them on LinkedIn and send them a message. Hey, I am X, Y, and Z. I have this many years experience in this. I saw you're a recruiter here. I'd love to get 15 minutes on your calendar for a coffee chat. And their job is to hire people.
Yeah, and that's their job.
I feel like it helps you circumvent just sending in a resume where it doesn't, like, they don't know who you are. They don't know about your passions. They don't know about your energy. They don't know the type of person you are. And even just with that strategy, I've had a lot of people say, the recruiter said, like, I think you're good. Just submit the resume. I don't know if we're going to read it, but I recommended you in there. so you'll make it to the next step. And I think that's a really big point.
Oh, okay. So wait, I love that. The recruiter, so of course the recruiter hires people, but the recruiter sort of serves as that nudge, almost like, yeah, this is a recommendation coming from me because I've got to put a face to the accolades, a face to the accomplishments. Oh my God, I love that, because so many people, Takia, fall down the circular drain.
And it's tiring.
It's exhausting, sending out resume after resume after resume. You could have 2, 3, you could have a doctorate degree. I have a doctorate degree, so I've been there.
And they don't care.
Takia, I've been there. I trust me, like my doctorate degree, it still doesn't mean that people won't try to lowball you. So I love that you're providing all of these networking avenues and resources for folks. Oh my God, we're gonna get even deeper into what you do on a daily basis and how you serve as a major servant and a major impact and agent of change in the marketplace. But you guys, right now, we are gonna take a quick commercial break, grab a snack and come right back, because we are gonna dish on more goodness with my girl, Takia Yisreal. We will be right back, folks. Keep it locked. That is on our screens this morning, our very educated and insightful guest, Takia Yisreal. Welcome back to the show, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if everybody, that's right, yeah, we're clapping for our girl. So if everybody, you guys, if you're just now tuning in, no need to sweat, because you haven't missed it all. Right before the commercial break, Takia was talking about how she serves as this incredible liaison, right, between folks who are looking for job positions and folks who are interested in networking and opportunities. You serve as that great middleman, sort of bridging the two together. And I love everything that you do. So I want to go even deeper.
Okay.
So Takia, you guys, as smart as she is very humble. I'm not going to be humble in this moment. I'm going to brag on you a little bit. Takia was listed by Forbes 30 under 30. Okay, Takia, tell us all about that. Share with our brothers and sisters, our viewers out there. They may be unaware of what Forbes 30 under 30 is. Wait, what does that mean? What is that? Who can qualify? Give us all the tea, girl.
Yeah. So for students, when you're in college, there's an opportunity to become a Forbes under 30 scholar. And it's basically for anyone who is a change maker in your community, on your campus, anything like that. And kind of, I've always been someone who's like, if something needs to get done, I'll do it myself. And so when I was on campus, some of the places that I volunteered were our food pantry. And it taught me that even though we were like a prestigious university, there were so many people on campus who maybe couldn't afford the meal plan, or on the weekends, they didn't really have things to eat, and especially over the summer. And so when I got to the food pantry, I started as, just a wee volunteer, and ended up helping them reshape, one, how they were bringing things in, what they were accepting, the opening hours, etc., so that we could actually provide like good food that people want to eat across campus. And I was someone who was on campus year round. So I would be there fall semester, I would be there through the winter, I would be there spring semester, I would be there through the summer. And I remember the first time I saw a comma in my bank account, it promptly left because then I had to pay school fees. But I remember feeling so empowered. Like, if I can do this, other people can do this. And so I wanted to ease what was happening on campus for people. So that, I think, was number one, and kind of why I was accepted into the Forbes under 30 scholar program.
Because of the scholar program, because of the change that you were making at your school, providing resources to the students. Yeah. Oh God, I love that. Go ahead. Yeah.
And I would say also a big part of being a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is community activism.
Yes.
So we were doing a lot of work when it came to getting people registered to vote, having people who maybe needed better accommodations on campus, because college is expensive. It just is, And again, maybe you have troubles at home. Maybe it's not a safe space for you. Having them pay for the housing or find sponsors and alumni who would say, okay, you need to be here year round. You need money for school fees, for books, for your meal plan, etc. Trying to bridge those gaps, because I really feel like colleges are an important place for people to learn, to grow, to network, and really step into adulthood. So just providing all of those resources. And I was actually nominated by the marketing director at the university. I didn't even know. And I went on to go to the conference. They had Serena Williams there. Like, it was a good time. It was a good time. It was a good time.
No, they had Serena Williams there. We could say that louder.
It was really good.
Yes, girl.
It was really good. It was really good. And I really think that was one of the biggest moments where it was like, clearly people are seeing something that maybe I'm not paying attention to, you know, because for me, it's just always get the job done. Like, I don't know that I'm focusing on what did it take and how many hours did I put in and was it hard? It was just like, it has to get done. And I think I've just kind of been trying to learn an important lesson of celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
Understand that all the work you do is valuable.
Yeah.
And be kind to yourself.
Oh my God. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait a minute. Takia, you are doing so many things, and I'm an intentional listener. I could regurgitate what you just said. I listen with intent, and I know that you serve as the head of communications, but then I also know that you do a lot of community activism, but then you also have your complimentary mentorship program. So with all that being said, help me frame this the right way. Of course, you receive revenue and income from there, but it's almost like you are an entrepreneur, but then you also, you know where I'm going, but it is though. Yeah. It's like she's an entrepreneur, but then you also work for a reputable organization that you're passionate about. So it's, you know,
it's a lot to balance. It's both.
It's both. And okay, so let me see if I have this right. That's where you receive your income, but then the mentorship program, the community activism, that's what fills your soul.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say, that we got the financial investment, and then we have like the soul investment.
Gotcha.
I feel like growing up, how I grew up, it was very clear to me that money is real important, you know?
Yeah.
And it affords a lot of opportunities and privilege and just things that maybe you might not have had before. And I understand that being in the space where I am now, like actually being able to be financially stable and have free time. Because I remember the first time I had free time, I thought I was crazy. I was like, there must be something to do. I was uncomfortable. I didn't know how to sit in it. And
that's deep.
I want that for other people. Like I want the people who look like me to be able to say, I'm taking a vacation for 2 weeks. It's not going to affect me. It's not anything crazy. You know, how I'm working and where I'm working. They're happy to let me do that because they care about me. They're investing in me. I'm investing in me. And just getting to a place where I can feel secure in the work that I'm doing across the board and hopefully also pouring into myself.
Oh God, I love that. All right, so I have some fireside questions for you.
I'm scared.
No, don't be scared. Don't be afraid, girl. You are fly. The nails are nailing. The education is giving. The insight is being conveyed. Do not be afraid. You're doing fantastic. So from your experience, in your own opinion, right, what is the average salary that someone with a bachelor's degree should be making? We're not talking about y'all trying to lowball us on Indeed. We ain't trying to talk about y'all trying to lowball us on Indeed. That's not what we're saying. You know, Takia, because you're in that sector. What should they be making if you have a BA in psychology?
I think different industries are definitely tough. But what I would say is that I feel like right out of undergrad, you should be able to pay for all the tuition that you just had to pay them 4+ years, quite frankly. My first job out of college, I was making $69,000 and it came with a company car, which was really the most important part.
And that's the bachelor's. Yeah, that's fresh out of college,
Where I want people to aim for their first job, and I know people are going to say this is crazy, look at the like average amount people are making, is at least 80 to 100K.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like that's crazy. I feel like you have to have the confidence and or audacity of a mediocre white man, in that you don't need to have all the qualifications. You just need to say, can I figure that out? Can I do that? And can I sell myself? And I think that changing your mindset there will get you in a lot more rooms than you might have thought. But you also can't put yourself in a box. I feel like, again, a lot of people end up in places where maybe they saw their aunts, they saw their uncles, they saw their dad. But there is a whole bunch of jobs that pay people to do a lot of things.
It's true.
And try to figure out what that is.
It's so true. So with someone with a doctorate degree, what should be their annual salary?
Child. So
Honestly,
if it were up to me,
yeah,
I would say over 200K.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I thought so.
Absolutely.
I thought so with that doctorate.
Yep.
How can people find out about networking events?
Ooh.
If they want to network, they have the fire, they have the ability, they have the education, they got the zeal. Where do we go? Where do we go?
Honestly, there are a lot of great resources, I would say. Even on Eventbrite, they're always doing mixers for networking in different fields, whether that be tech, whether that be media, etc. Things like CultureCon, Afrotech, etc. There are all of these conferences that are geared towards students, towards young professionals, career fairs, etc. And you might just need to get to Googling. Like, a lot of these things are not necessarily secret, but kind of like we alluded to before. You don't know what you don't know. Some of them, of course, may cost a little bit of money. And it is my humble belief that you should ask your employer or somebody to sponsor you for these events, because they should be investing in you and in your growth to attend these events and hopefully shake the right hands, or even just hear something that gives you an epiphany, like, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's inspiring to me.
I love that. When do you know when it's time to leave a job?
I don't know that I can be trusted to answer that question.
Okay.
Because I'm on the cusp of Gen Z and millennial, but I have been told that my leave ability is very Gen Z. Like, if I don't like what's going on, I definitely will be very direct in letting you know, this is what's going on. How can we change it? How can we make a difference so that I'm more comfortable? And if all of those things are good, we can stay. But I would say when you don't feel valued, when you don't feel like you're growing anymore, when you feel like maybe it's monotonous, or maybe when you just want something new,
Something new.
I feel like a lot of people are selling themselves short in like the roles that they're going for, or they have just normalized like suffering and not being happy and like getting their 40 hours. And I hate to see people who really are only having those 2 Saturday, Sunday, and then they're right back in the mix, right back to being sad, etc. Because life is just more than that.
God, I'm so with you. Let's take a 10-second moment for that, honey. Just a 10 to 12-second moment for that, because Takia, I feel that way as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, when I show up, baby, I'm gonna smoke you. Oh, I'm gonna do, because you can't beat Judea at being Judea.
Yeah.
You could be you be Melissa. I'm making up names. You be Oliver. you be Natalie. You can't beat me at being me. God gave us different things. So you can't beat me at being me, honey. You can't. And you shouldn't want to. And I don't want to beat you at being you, girl. Do your thing. But what I'm saying is that it is. Life is more than that. I know I only have about 4 or 3 minutes left with you, but I want to know, why is it so important for people to work for themselves? In your opinion, if you know you've been called to entrepreneurship, why is it important to jump and answer that call?
I think that you don't have to be a part of a system or just do things how they've always been done. If there's something that excites you, or you want to change things up, just do it. Like, it's a whole bunch of bread in the supermarket. They're not like, oh, they already made some bread, I'm not making no more bread.
Right.
You can do it in your own way, with your own flair, in the things that excite you about it. And so I would say to anyone who's like, well, maybe I don't like what's going on here, even if you're a little scared, even if you're a little worried, just do it. Do it tired. Do it, when you're nervous. Just try it out.
Yes.
Just try it out.
Yes. Oh my God, I say that. I say that. So many people think, Judea, you're not nervous. Judea, you're not tired. Honey, say it to Kia.
Yes, I am. I'm all of those things.
I'm nervous, tired, grieving, going through. It's all of those things.
Yeah.
It's all of those things. But what I do know is that I don't want to be in this same situation come this time next year. I got faith, and I have faith, and I have tenacity. I have the education. And I can go for it. I don't want to be in this position come December 31st.
And that's what
if
I
I'm
tell
honest
people.
with you. No, I don't.
Yeah, I think also there's a difference between being a dreamer and being a doer. I think that a lot of people, you'll talk to them and they'll be saying the same things that they had said 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago. And you're like, did you make a plan? Did you inquire? Did you meet some people? Like, what are you doing to excel in that place? And I feel like a lot of people are stuck in that dreamer role. Mostly because of fear, mostly because of worry, mostly maybe they haven't even seen someone do what they want to do. But I don't think there's anything new under the sun. And now Google is free. AI is damn near free.
Yeah.
So get to it. Ask your questions. Figure it out. If you don't know, someone else has probably done it. Figure out where you want to be. Put your little flair on it and just move forward.
I love that. Okay, so Takia, in conclusion, give us 3 to 4 sources, right, where folks should really go look for jobs. Is it online? Where can we look? Where do you think we should really look?
Ooh. I would definitely say if there are any like career coaches or people that you know, really reach out to them.
Career coaches.
Yep.
Okay.
I would say your own network. Like frequently we have family members that maybe we are not as close as we should. Or even just going on LinkedIn and figuring out that your teacher from 5th grade is now like a professor somewhere. Just be like, hi, how was your favorite little 5th grader?
Yeah.
Can you connect me? I feel like people are afraid to kind of reach out and grab hands.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that people are the best put on. I can't even lie. I would say if you are going to go on LinkedIn, be real specific in what you're typing.
Yeah.
Figure out an industry and move that salary on up. Like, put it at the 80K, put it at the 100K.
Yeah.
See what the job description is. Put in your qualifications. Put in the job description on a Gemini or a Chat GPT and let it tell you how you're qualified so that you can feel confident in where you're going and get the job.
What do you think about Indeed? Should folks look on Indeed?
Are they going to demonetize the program if I say no?
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, got it. Oh my God. Y'all, let's give it. I feel like I was in school. I was like, I'm learning. Let's give it up, y'all, for Takia Yisreal. I love it.
Thank you so much.
I love it, God, Takia. You provided so much insight. I want you to leave our viewers with where they can follow you on Instagram and just 1 or 2 sentences of inspiration for folks who feel stuck, how to get out of that rut. You take it away.
Yes. So you all can follow me on Instagram at tk.the.mentor. Also have a website, tkthementor.com. And the biggest thing that I would leave everybody with is rest. Don't quit. You get tired, you want to stop, but just take a little breath, get back to it, and something is always better than nothing.
Oh, I love it. One more time, show your love for Takia Yisreal. Y'all make sure you go follow my girl, honey, on Instagram and on all of the other social media platforms. She obviously has so much to offer. Fantastic job. We're going to head on over to a quick commercial break. Don't y'all go anywhere because we have so much more of the AM show when we return. Fantastic.